guy. He's looking at the hoverboard. He's like, why use hoverboards and not a more practical application of this technology? Because in Back to the Future, they used hoverboards, and it looks cool.
Because my character in the game rides a hoverboard. So I have to ride a hoverboard.
The entire art direction to the whole thing is because it'll look cool. What's brown and sounds like a bell? Dung.
Welcome to Two Gaming Dudes.
All right.
I'm really excited for this episode.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I've been begging you to watch this, and you watched the first half of the first episode,
and
you were like, nope, I'm not doing this. It's too kiddie. It's too
shitty. Yeah. And then Charles showed me episode 3.
Yeah.
I was like, here, just watch this. And he compared it to the Joker-Harley relationship. Just watch episode 3.
Yes.
And I did. I was like...
Because I wanted him to see how Jinx becomes Jinx, and then compare that to how Harley Quinn becomes Harley Quinn.
And so watching that episode made me say, okay, maybe this deserves a second go. And so I did. This week I just steamrolled. It's 9 episodes, so, over the course of a week.
Sure.
I've binge watched the whole thing.
All right.
I don't want to say that it was total shit.
Okay.
But only because it's insulting to shit.
Wow, really?
This was... Everything in this is stolen from something else. Not just the Joker Harley. Everything is stolen from something else. It is this mishmash of inappropriately mashed genres. Like from the opening sequence, I saw the decor and the architecture.
Right.
And I recognized that immediately. Like, okay, French sometime between First Republic, Second French Republic. Okay, it's cool baseline for your art direction. And then they mash in these clashing genres. It's CGI, but then we'll add steampunk. Then we'll add American comic book. And then cyberpunk. And then sci-fi. And then British trap. And fantasy. And Yakuza. And Bakuto. And modern art. And Banksy graffiti. And horror. And Silent Hill video game. And sometimes within the same fucking episode, you mash all these styles together.
So you could, say, this is the genre or this is the tone because it kept shifting and going all over the place on you.
It's just that was off-putting because it was so clearly just stolen shit. I put the mask on and some steam shoots out. Okay. And she starts having a retarded meltdown. And you see the Silent Hill, film scratches and the fucking graffiti sprayed. Everything is just stolen from something else. Everything. And then when I saw, okay, it's because it's not American. Riot Games is American. The company that owns them is Chinese. And the studio that did this is in France. Where they still think Bon Jovi is a great American band. Because they're 30 years behind us culturally.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. There were elements... I could pinpoint in every episode. I could pick out a moment and say, "Oh, all right, that was pretty sweet." And another reason I don't want to say it was total shit. I was thrown off because watching the whole thing, I'm like, "This is so weird. This story and script is like a bunch of fourth graders wrote it in a collaboration room. A bunch of fourth graders and a bunch of new creative arts graduates from UCLA." And then you told me the Toy Story guy, Ashton Brennan, but he only wrote episode 3. The one that I watched that made me say, oh, this is actually pretty good. Every other episode is written just by some fucking asshole video game developer.
Really?
The good episode, yeah, it was written by the guy that won an Academy Award. All the others, no, they fucking weren't.
Wow. I thought he had a much bigger hand in the development of the story.
He might have, but he only wrote that episode. So I just don't get it. Who is the bad guy? And why? And what is his motivation? And who are the good guys? And what is their motivation?
That's a good question. And I don't know, a lot of this film takes place in that middle gray. Like, Silco is supposed to be the big villain.
Is he, though? What did he do that's evil? He killed the guy that we thought was good, but what did he do that was good?
Well, he manufactured the shimmer and sold it. Yeah. So, he's like a drug dealer. I don't know.
The shimmer that cured sick people?
That's the same stuff. But, it cured sick people, but it also made monsters.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And, Yeah,
Or is he the
he
good
was
guy?
just somebody who lives in the poor part of town who wants more and craves more and was so. I don't know. You feel for him. You understand why he's doing what he's doing. It's hard to just straight up call him the villain because.
Is it the wealthy council members? Are they the villains?
Depends on where you're sitting, I guess.
Is it Vi and her group of thieves? Because the first thing we see is them burglarizing a house. Who are the villains and who are the good guys? Who am I rooting for? And what is the motivation for any of them? They're feuding with each other. You have these factions feuding, but why?
It's supposed to be a fight between the haves and the have-nots.
Is
the
it?
Wealthy and the poor.
Is that what his motivation is?
That was the original motivation, yeah. I mean, that's why they come out of the streets and the sewers and attack rob the upper echelon is because
they're poor and they're hungry.
They're poor and they're hungry.
But overthrowing the upper class is only alluded to in 3 or 4 throwaway lines in the entire 9 episodes. If you're trying to do the French Revolution, show me the French Revolution. All I see from the enforcers, the dreaded enforcers, the only time they do anything is against people committing violent crime. Delineate who are your villains and who are your good guys. Who am I supposed to root for?
Interesting.
Maybe that's intentional, but it didn't seem like it. It didn't seem like it.
Now myself, I like Arcane a lot.
Did you play the game?
I like Arcane a lot.
You played the game?
I played it like a couple times. I actually had never played the game until this came out.
You watched
and
this
then I
first.
was like, oh, interesting.
Okay.
I want to play the game. I want to check that out. And I played the game for a little while and I was like, oh, this is nothing like what I just saw. I don't give a shit about this. And then I stopped playing.
Because it made me think, I'm missing stuff because I don't know the game.
No, supposedly the game, the characters all have these rich backstories written by some idiot. I have no idea. I really don't. The only thing I know about these characters comes from this show.
Okay.
So I tried to do like a little bit of research. Like I looked up like who are these characters and what other characters might be showing up. And when I read it and I saw it, I was like, well, this does not match up to what I just saw. You can't do with this like you could do with like Mortal Kombat.
Right.
And like, okay,
jerk off,
this is the exact character. They're doing the same super moves that they do in the game. They're even same voices and everything. Definitely not here. So I will say for a video game adaptation, bravo for doing something really outside the lines of
what you'd expect for a game.
Yeah.
I guess I just saw so much potential in what this story could have been. If this truly is, if you're mirroring the French Revolution, you got strong fucking stories you can tell there. And you've set up some strong characters that could tell that story. But they don't. They just do these shitty karate fights where nothing's explained and no one's motivation is explained to you. It could have been really... I wish they would have let Ash Brannon just pay him what he wants, write the entire series, write every episode. And I think that's the direction it would have went in. And it would have been fucking awesome. I wish they would have done that. And it wouldn't have been so derivative. I don't need to see Jinx... I mean, right down to the fucking line deliveries. She's clearly just imitating Harley. Imitating. It's the same shit. Why did you draw him like the fucking Joe? It's clearly cheap imitation. On top of the shit that doesn't make sense. She's got this fucking power Gatling gun, and the dreaded enforcers are walking around with these piece of shit breech-loaded 1847 lever actions. Like, you're afraid of these fucking guys? I don't understand it.
The weapons that they carry... That's pulled straight from the game, so I imagine you've got to do something game-related when you port this stuff over.
So it's trying to be familiar.
Yeah, and that's the whole, well, we designed the character with this stuff. So how do we get there? And I feel like they did it pretty well with Vi and her big, crazy gauntlets.
The Kratos shit?
Her giant hand gauntlets.
That we saw in God of War.
Did he?
Kratos wears the same things.
Those big gauntlets?
Yeah. It's
Really?
stolen directly from that.
I don't remember
It's one of the items Kratos gets these giant powered
I
guns.
just thought they were like the Hulk hands. That's what I thought of.
That would be cool.
Hulk smash.
I tried really hard,
you have to get there, and so that's what I think they did with a lot of these characters and their wild, weird weapons.
I tried. I write down here's how you give the drugs into your eyeball, like in RoboCop. Like in that episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, the game. everything was taken from something else. There's nothing original anywhere in it. And I think that's because it's European and they don't understand American sensibilities. Which is fine, but it looks out of place.
Interesting. Well, we are definitely of a different mindset for Arcane. I love this series. I have seen it more than once. I absolutely love the characters in this, and I love watching these characters have their arcs, as small as they are. It's just still nice to see something existing in a cartoon series that you don't normally get. I liked the voice acting a lot. I like the animation. I love the art style. Obviously, all the action sequences are really cool. Her boxing moments when she's fighting fisticuffs against whatever her name is with one arm that I can never remember.
And she's punching the steel arm, but she's not breaking her fucking hands?
Not that moment.
All right.
But yeah, when she's boxing her and she's hitting her in the face over and over and grabbing her head and slamming against the walls left and right, and I get it. Like that's really cool. I like that, and I like Jinx a lot. If you're gonna do a crazy person, if you're gonna mimic Harley Quinn, thank you for doing it a little bit better, because I like Jinx a lot more than I like Harley Quinn.
They're both doing the same cliche. They're both doing the same cliche. The crazy young girl who's snapped for some reason and, oh, look, I'm just as crazy as De Niro in Taxi Driver.
Yeah, but
we've seen it.
When Harley Quinn does it, I don't believe it.
Is it because she's drawn more cartoony?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because of that. I mean, I'm also going with the Margot Robbie version and the animated version. I like mixing them all together.
Okay.
So together, she never came across to me as someone who is insane or is suffering some kind of mental illness. She just looks like a bitch that likes to do evil things.
Yeah.
So
I think I agree.
That's fine. But with Jinx, I felt much more like, oh, she's got real issues. Like if you got to know her as a real person, she'd kill you in your sleep. Maybe. So yeah, I
don't know. It's too bad because they had something here that could have been a really cool story.
Well, also keep in mind this is season 1, and there is a season 2, and it's due out next year, 2024. So it's coming out soon.
All right, it took them 6 years to do this one.
Yes, it did.
Fuck.
6 years to do this one. It's going to take them 4 years to do the next one. Because now that they've got all the animations in, it's easier to build.
Yeah.
So, but it takes a long time to make this. And I'm glad they don't rush it. Don't cheap out on the animation. You've gone this far. Don't make it shitty for season 2. Writing-wise, I don't know what to expect. I
hope it's not the same assholes.
Well, the 2 people who made this, I'm sure they're still going to be involved.
Alex Yee and some fucking dude. They're these San Francisco dork fucking computer programmers.
Yes, they are.
They're not fucking writers.
No, they are not.
Hire a fucking writer.
Help. It is fine. Get help. It's fine.
It's okay to admit. Right. There's little space alien animals floating around. There's no context laid down from the start. Who are these poor people that live in this shitty part of town?
Why are they poor and shitty?
Why do they live there? Do they have to stay there? Can they leave? There's a bridge. Can't they fucking go get jobs in the nice part of the city? Are they intentionally being forced? No, there's a bridge, but you're not allowed to come to the nice part? Is it like Zalem from Battle Angel?
I don't know.
Explain any of this to me. What are you so mad about? We want independence, free healthcare, job opportunities, and independence for our city. Well, if you're getting all your resources from the big city, you're not independent, are you? It's just shit like that was so not thought out for even a second. It's like, oh, steampunk is cool. Let's add some of that. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Ooh, Japanese Yakuza movies. Add some of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I will give that as my only real negative to this because, again, I love this series a lot, but that is a negative for me, is every time they get into the political stuff on this, not only does it slow the whole thing down, sometimes to a screeching halt, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
You know, all it needed was a scene of someone from the Undercity trying to cross the bridge, holding a sign, "We'll work for food." And the cops come up and kick his ass. "You filthy, scummy bum, get the fuck out of here." That sets the tone. Oh, they're being oppressed. Got it. Rather than 3 or 4 throwaway lines like, he betrayed me and our cause. What cause? I'm assuming it's overthrowing the wealthy. But that's all you've said about it. It's just 3 throwaway lines in 9 episodes. Build on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody betrayed everyone else. There's no good guy.
No, there is no good guy in this.
Which is okay. It's a neat dynamic, and it's been done successfully before, where everybody is... Pro wrestling used to be you had your good guy and your villain.
Right.
And then in the 90s, you got Stone Cold and The Rock, and everybody was just this grayscale, selfish, working for their own self-interests. Nobody was all good or all bad. And it worked. And that's been done in film and TV before, and it can work.
Yes.
But it takes someone very skilled and very crafty to make it work properly. And I think they had a guy on staff that could have done it, but he only wrote 1 fucking episode.
Please get him back. He's a good writer. Episode 3 is my favorite episode out of all of them. It's a brilliant episode.
Right, I agree. It got me to go back and say, oh, maybe I misjudged this. No, you saw the 1 episode that the proper writer wrote. Oh, fuck. I mean, they've got the money. You're right, it's the #1 show on Netflix.
Yes.
But, the #1 show on broadcast TV is America's Got Talent.
Oh.
And The Voice and American Idol.
Oh, God.
So, lots of people watching doesn't mean it's fucking good. It's usually quite the opposite. If the masses are watching.
You mean like Velma? And everybody hate watching it? And that's how it got a season 2?
Yes!
It's because we all hate watched it? Now season 2 of Velma's going to come out and we're going to be like, oh, I frickin' hate this, but I got to watch it to find out how much I hate it.
You know what I bet? I bet somewhere out there's a novelization of this. And I bet that's fucking awesome.
Really? I never even thought to look.
I don't know that there is, but if there is one, and it's a legit author, I bet it's really fucking good.
Now I got something to look for.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If not, there should be. There should be, because I want to see these people overthrowing a tyrannical, plutocratic government.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me.
And
These guys fighting because this guy, because we don't like them. Why? I don't know. And we don't like them. Why? I don't know.
because in the game, they fight.
Right.
So now they got to fight some more.
Because Scorpion fights Barabbas, and I don't know.
If you never played Mortal Kombat, they got to fight. And it's got to be one-on-one.
Because Ken and Ryu are kind of the same, but they have to fight. Why? It's a video game. You're right. There's good bones here. There's good bones here. But it was just executed so poorly.
I am optimistic for season 2. I hope that something really, really good comes out of this. It'd be great if season 1 was just this setup to everything that's going to happen in season 2. I would be happy with that.
See, my fear is because it's so popular, they're going to just try and copy the same formula. Don't rock the boat. Lots of people watch this. Just do the same thing. Don't piss off the fanboys. I think anime and gamer fanboys are sophisticated enough that they could handle a more intelligent, cerebral story.
I think so too. Also, do not make the mistake of, well, the video game has 500 characters to choose from, so let's dump 18 more in and shift the focus away. Don't do that.
Yeah, there was already way too many subplots.
There's a lot of subplots and a lot of characters. Just leave these characters alone. I guess if you wanted to introduce 1 or 2 more, maybe, but that's pushing it. And every new character you put in takes away from the characters we've already had.
This chick and her buff lesbian mom. I don't give a shit. The gimpy scientist and his mad scientist who abuses little animals in a cave. Unnecessary. Who gives a shit?
I don't know, but these are all characters you've introduced, so
you gotta do something with them.
You gotta do something with them. You brought Adam Warlock into this. Now he's got to do something. Damn it!
Like the little dog guy. He's looking at the hoverboard. He's like, why use hoverboards and not a more practical application of this technology? Because in Back to the Future, they used hoverboards, and it looks cool.
Because my character in the game rides a hoverboard. So I have to ride a hoverboard.
The entire art direction to the whole thing is because it'll look cool. That's not enough. Because it looks cool, but it's stupid. It makes no sense.
Well, that's how you end up with the Star Trek movies from J.J. Abrams.
Precisely, because it looks cool.
Yep.
Well, why would you design a console that blows up if you get a torpedo in the back of the ship, because it makes sparks and it looks cool. When someone is running behind it in slow-mo, it looks cool. But it's stupid, but it looks cool.
Can you imagine they actually, like, build a ship, and as they're putting the console together, they're putting, like, explosives in it, and they're like,
Right.
what the hell is that? Oh, this way, if you get hit,
There's a wire, it's
explodes.
connected. Yeah. So if the back of the ship gets torpedoed, the front of the ship blows up right in front of this guy, and the camera's here shooting through the sparks, and the guy's going, fuck!
Because we, back at Mission Control, need something interesting to watch. And this'll do.
Because it'll look cool.
Put the foreigners on the seats of the consoles, please. That Asian guy, that Russian guy, put those guys on the
That was
consoles.
old Star Trek. Now it's the black lesbian and the Mexican lesbian.
Oh, okay, put them in the front.
On the Discovery, the Strange New Worlds, or whatever the hell they're on. Yeah. Fine. Yeah.
All right, well, leave some comments down below. We want to know what you think of Arcane. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you have problems with it? Have you gone back, watched it again, and thought maybe it's not as cool as you thought the first time? Whatever it is, I want to know down below.
And I'm sorry, but I gave it a try. I really
That's
wanted
okay.
to.
That's what I wanted, though. I wanted you to give it a
3
try because I love this so much, and I knew you would have some issues with it.
Maybe it's because I watched episode 3 and thought, "Whoa, this is really cool. This could be really neat."
And
maybe
then
if I just
nothing
watched
else
them in
lived
sequel,
up to,
that might have been it.
like, set the bar a little too high.
That might have been
maybe.
Because that was a well thought out ABCD. I mean, the guy, he's an Academy Award winner. He knows how to structure a story. And it was,
yes.
The talent level in the writing was obvious, that there's a gap between episode 3 and all the others. And that's good for him, but bad for the series as a whole. Every episode needed his touch and his finesse. And I wish he would have been involved more in the art production and the art direction and more of that.
And here's hoping that he will be in season 2. All right, that might be a tall order, but we'll see. All right, we'll see you in another episode.
Ciao, everybody.
Later.